Okay.
So I hope that everybody printed out the worksheet. Awesome. Yay, good job. Okay, so like Lindsay said, Summer Tucker, our upline, does a Diamond Dash call every Thursday. And this is actually from the very first one that she did this summer. And it was basically about how to launch your business. And making it to Diamond is basically like the biggest launch board of your business, and then teaching everybody else to keep going and doing the same thing and make it duplicatable. So these are her top tips on how to launch your business and continue to grow it once you hit Diamond. And then how to train your other coaches or other clients or whatever to become Diamond themselves, because like I said, that is your launch of your business. Okay, so if you notice at the very top of the paper that I gave you, there's a mathematical equation, and it says C plus T plus I times B equals R. So the C stands for consistency, showing up every single day, even when you don't want to, even when it's not convenient, even when it sucks, even when the kids are screaming, even when it's Father's Day, whatever. Consistency, showing up every single day. And as we continue to grow through this worksheet that I have for you, I'm going to tell you kind of what consistency looks like, and it's going to look different from me. It's going to look different from Carissa. It's going to look different from Lindsay. It's going to look different from Tara, but it's what you can do to be consistent and show up for yourself and show up for your business. That's what's important. The T stands for time. There's a great quote from, you guys know my obsession with Keisha Fitzgerald. There's a great quote from Keisha Fitzgerald that says, good things take time, great things take a little bit longer. And so you're not going to, that's one thing that a lot of people quit on this business because they're expecting to get rich super, super quick, but it's not a get rich quick scheme. It takes time. And so consistency plus time plus intensity. So this is where our goals are going to come into play. Like how intense are we going to apply this consistency? How intense are we going to do the vital behaviors? So maybe if you just are completely happy with what you're doing, you want to invite 5 people a day. Or if you want to be 15-star Diamond by the end of the year, you're not going to make it with 5 invites a day. So upping the intensity is something that you're going to do. So your intensity needs to match the goals that you have for yourself. Again, it's going to look different. In my life, it's going to look different. In Mandy's life, it's going to look different. In Skylar's life. And then times B, your belief. Do you believe that you're worthy? Do you believe that you are capable? Do you believe that this business works? Do you believe that you're a good coach? Do you believe that you can be successful? That is why it's multiplied, because everything rises and falls on belief. Do you believe in yourself? And my biggest downfall right now is I don't believe in myself. And so that's where I am currently struggling. I hate that word struggling, but that's where I'm having a hard time right now, because I don't believe, because I have a lot of inner mean girl issues that are telling me that I'm not good enough. And so everything rises and falls on belief. And so that's why the B is multiplied. And then R equals R is your results. So consistency plus time plus intensity times belief equals your results. All right, so let's look at that first box. The first box says, it's important to me because you need to identify your driving force. Why are you doing this? Why are you showing up on Father's Day at 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock, wherever you are, to have this team call? Why are you showing up every single day on your social media? Why are you doing this? Who will it hurt 5 years down the road if you don't? So sometimes people, like, I started this business because I wanted to make an extra income. So because now we're in the new house that I was going to say that I wanted to save money for, I'm like, okay, well, now what? What's my driving force? Yes, I want financial freedom, but what's my driving force? I really need to think long and hard about what is going to keep me showing up day in and day out, and not be like, I don't feel like doing my vital behaviors. I don't feel like inviting today, so I'm not going to. So you need to dig deep with that and figure out, why are you here? Again, think about, who is it going to hurt 5 years from now if you don't show up? And I also want you to remember that 7 out of 12 coaches that you sign will do absolutely nothing in this business. We all get coach cancellation emails, and it sucks. But I've gotten to the point where I just see it and I delete it. I don't even want to look at it. I don't even care, because I got to the point where it made me feel so bad about myself that I have to do that. I just delete them. I don't even look to see who's canceling, because half the time, 99% of the time, they don't even tell me, which I think is bullshit anyway. But whatever, that's a totally different conversation. But 7 out of 12 coaches are going to do absolutely nothing. They're either going to be a discount coach or they're going to fall off. So don't take it personally. It's not you, it's them. Okay. So I'm going to give you a couple minutes to think about what this business is important to me because. And I really want you to think about it. It's only going to be a couple minutes. You're not going to be able to get super duper deep unless you already kind of have a clue. But I don't want to just talk about this. I want to give you the tangible, tactical, do it now, take it away things right now, because I know that once we log off, everyone's going to go to bed and then they're going to forget about it. So I'm going to give you a couple minutes, because I would do the same thing. So I'm going to give you a couple minutes. I'm going to set my timer, and I just want you to jot down. It doesn't even have to be complete sentences. Nobody's going to see this except for you. I just want you to write down, why are you doing this? What is your driving force? This business is important to me because. I'm going to set my timer just for 3 minutes. About 30 more seconds. Like I said, you probably won't finish, but just get some notes down. Okay, so So our second little box, we're going to talk about our keys to success. So what you need to do is, Beachbody is really great. They give us the Success Club activity tracker, so that we're working from that list, because every time we listen to a national wake up call, they say work from a list, basically the Success Club activity tracker. But what you need to do as a business owner is you need to identify your personal keys to success, not mine, not Lindsay's, not whoever or whatever you think they should be, or whatever a coach that you follow does. You need to identify what your keys to success are. When you put your head down on your pillow at night, do you feel successful because you did these things? Hey, I didn't know y'all were here. Sorry. What is your bare minimum? Okay, so like I said, depending on what your goals are, what your driving force is, these are going to be like filling your funnel, doing your personal development. How many invites are you going to send out? Are you going to follow up? Are you going to connect? Are you going to do a social media post? What is your bare minimum that you will not go to sleep until they're done? What are those basic things? Like for me, I have to post on social media, and I don't have to necessarily post on my feed, but I have to at least post a story. I don't think that you have to post on your feed every single day. I'm a big believer in once a day is totally fine. Quality over quantity is what's most important. I see people just posting just to post, and that's not adding any value. So what is your keys to success? You can lay your head down at night and be like, yes, I did it. I feel good. One thing that your keys to success monthly needs to be, you need to hit Success Club 5 every single month. Not SC20, not SC73, just 5. That's 3 people. All you have to do is help 3 people. That needs to be a non-negotiable for you, because that's only helping 3 people. And so, but I don't want you to think that means that you have to hit SC20, because you don't. That's for you. What is your bare minimum? And if you haven't done them by the end of this call, you're going to keep that promise to yourself, and you're going to do them today before you go to bed. Okay, so just a couple minutes. What is that bare minimum that will make you feel successful at the end of the day? Exactly, Lindsay. We have to make our own non-negotiables, not anybody else's. Like for me, one of my non-negotiables that I just started a couple weeks ago is I have to drink a gallon of water every day. And that has nothing to do with this business. But if I drink a gallon of water, I feel damn good. And so then I'm able to do more things, right? And so and then I also, for the last 30 days, I'm giving up alcohol. And so those are my non-negotiables currently. And again, those evolve as we evolve, but you need to come up with your own non-negotiables, what you're going to feel successful at the end of every day. All right, so the next one is, what is your rise ball? And this was a totally unfamiliar term for me, but Summer is a softball player, and so rise ball is a softball term. baseball term. But basically, the rise ball is what trips you up, what causes you not to show up. So for me, my the reason why I might not show up and do my invites is the fear of hearing no, or the lack of confidence that I have in mentoring coaches. We talked a little bit about this last week. That's on me. Like, that's completely my belief that I don't have in myself. And so one of the things that I need to do is I need to, I need to come up with some PD that tell me how badass I am and how awesome I am. And I compare myself to a lot of people. And but then when I look at, like, if I was mentoring a coach, they don't know how this other person is mentoring, you know what I mean? Because they've never been mentored by a coach before. And so I just need to keep that in mind, that people are going to join you for you, not kind of what you can do for them. So what is your rise ball? Again, what trips you up, what causes you not to show up. Identify and focus on your weaknesses. A lot of the times we kind of stick our head in the sand about our weaknesses, or we focus on our weaknesses and then we never celebrate any of our wins or successes, which will come down a little bit later. But you want to identify those weaknesses and work on them, right? You don't want to just let those weaknesses fester and grow and become bigger weaknesses. You want to work on them, and so that those weaknesses don't continue to become greater weaknesses. So like I said, mine is fear of hearing no. Mine is the lack of confidence in mentoring other coaches. So those are my rise balls. So I want you to just take a minute or two to write down what trips you up, what causes you not to show up. Maybe it's just because you're dang tired. All right, number 4 is failure amnesia. So everybody fails, but in order to be successful, you're going to fail. I worked for 5 years at a STEM school, and we were actually the last year, we were the first nationally certified STEM school in our district, only 2 or 3 in the state of Texas. And one thing that we teach our kids is FAIL is an acronym, and it stands for first attempt in learning. And so failure is not a bad thing. But so many times when we fail, we take it to heart, we take it personally, and we let it get us down. I will be 100% honest. I am a diamond coach, but I lost my diamond. I'm a ruby now, and that sucks, and I hate it. And I've been stuck in the same place for years, and I hate it. I could get down on myself. I could hate this business and I could quit. But what you need to do is you need to have failure amnesia. Forget about it. Just forget about it. The only reason why we continue to think about our failure is because we're not confident in ourselves. Amen. So true, right? But that failure does not define you. The fact that I lost my diamond and I'm currently a Ruby coach does not define me. It doesn't mean that I suck as a coach. It doesn't mean that I suck as a mentor. But remember that if you focus on the bad, you're only going to see the bad. If you focus on the good, you're going to see more of the good, right? What you focus on expands. And so think about, you just got a brand new car and it's a red car, red whatever. And then all of a sudden you see these red whatevers everywhere, right? Because you're focusing on the fact that now you have this red car. And so whatever you focus on expands. Whatever is in the frontal lobe of your brain, you're going to see that more often. And so if you're thinking about just how bad you suck and how awful it is that that coach just quit, well, then that's all you're going to be thinking about. And that's all you're going to be focusing on. And so we need to reflect on our failures, but we need to forget about them and not let them get us down and not focus on them. And so what personal development do you need to do in order to get more confident? I know anytime I listen to Keisha Fitzgerald, she pumps me up. I'm also listening to, if you have a struggle like me with Your Mean Girl, a brand new podcast that I've been listening to. It's called The Kind Mind, and it's by Emily Helderman, I think. She actually was a part of Keisha Fitzgerald's podcast training, and it is so good. She's a licensed therapist, and she's all about how to treat yourself well and speak kindly to yourself. So that's a really good podcast for building confidence and talking to yourself better, because you wouldn't talk to your daughter or your best friend the way that you probably talk to yourself, chances are. So when you have those failures, just forget about them. Don't focus on them. Don't let them expand. Learn from them, grow from them, and then forget about them. So in that box, we're running a little bit low on time, but in that box, that's where you would write down the failures that have been really weighing you down, that you haven't been able to get past. Write them down, put them there, but then remember that those failures do not define you. They do not make you the wonderful person that you are. And then that very last box, box number 5, these are your wins and these are your successes. Your belief impacts your intensity. Your belief impacts your consistency. So when you believe in yourself, you're going to want to you're going to want to do those invitations. When you believe in who you are and what you have to offer and the hope that you can give as a coach and partnering with this business, you're going to be consistent. When you believe that your driving force is worth it and you're worthy, you're going to be consistent. So you should do this every single day. Write down your wins, write down your successes every single day, or at least one time a week. I sit down at the end of every week and I plan out my week. I write down everything in my calendar, and then I think about, okay, well, what did I do that won this week? And one of the things is I drank my gallon of water every single day this week. And that's really big because I don't drink that much water. And so to me, that's a huge win and that's a huge success. I can focus on the fact that I'm only at SC1 right now, but I'm not going to. I'm going to focus on the fact that I drank all my water. Record book of your wins. Keep a record book of your successes for when you start to doubt yourself, when you start to lose that confidence. That way you can go back and look at it and you're like, oh yeah, remind you how badass you really are. Maybe your wins or successes are, I invited 5 people every single day this week. Maybe one of your wins or successes is my client lost 5 pounds. Maybe one of your wins or successes was I followed my workout calendar every day this week. Or I didn't press snooze today. Not even just this week. I didn't press snooze today. So I'm going to give you just a couple minutes because I want you to celebrate those wins and successes. And then I also want you to write them down in this box. And I also want you to share one in the chat because I want us all to be able to celebrate each other's wins and successes that we've had this week. All right, Jennifer, you're keeping strong with 75 hard. That's awesome. That is definitely a huge win. Anybody else want to share one of their wins or successes? Let's celebrate each other. I didn't go totally off the beaten path at the beach. Good. That's good. I know how easy that is. I worked out every day. Awesome. That's definitely a huge win. I didn't eat the pie. Nice. I'm drinking all my water. Your meal prep and plan has been super consistent. Very good. Been working out twice a day for 45 minutes each. That is crazy. And I am just like in awe of you guys who are doing 75 hard. I can barely press play on my one workout, let alone two. So that is awesome. You guys are amazing. Okay, so again, this was just from one training that I did, but just remember that your consistency plus your time plus your intensity times your belief equals your results. Whatever is important to you or whatever your keys to success are, do them every single day and you will see the results that you're looking for. And as your goals grow, that intensity is going to grow. Or as your belief grows, those results are going to grow. So just remember, you can't have one without the other. And then as you grow those, then your results are going to continue to grow. So that's all I got. Oh, I led by example. My daughter wants to meal prep. She's exercising again and wants to be a coach. Oh my gosh, that's so exciting. Yay. All right. So that's it, I guess, unless Lindsay has anything else she needs to say.
This was amazing. I think this was so good. And I think that it's a really good reminder for everyone to think about how your why evolves as you evolve. Because I remember like what Chrysty was saying at the very beginning, like when I first started, my why was to be able to stay home with my kids. That never happened, but I am so thankful it never happened because it allowed me to be where I am today. Because if it had happened, I wouldn't have been able to get out, get my own house, be on my own. And so now my why has evolved a little bit because my life looks a lot different from then. And my goals look a lot different from then. But I think it's really important for us not to forget what that why is, even though our life has changed a little bit, and to keep revisiting it, because the thing that propelled you forward 5 years ago is probably not the thing that's going to motivate you to do the power hour today. I also wanted to say, Chrysty and Tara and Jen and Carissa and I have been really consistent with our power hours, and we shared the link. I mean, it's the team call link that we've been using, and we've been sharing like when we're doing our power hours in the team page. Y'all, if you haven't been on one, it motivates you. We don't even have to talk the whole time, but sometimes like Chrysty will say, oh, this is what I'm doing. And Tara will say, oh, this is what I'm doing. And Carissa will say, this is what this girl said to me. What should I say back? And it's like, I don't know. It's just different when you can do it together. So if you can't get on one when we're on, then just create your own time and post it in the team page and get on there. Like the team call link is open 24/7 and we only use it from 9 o'clock to like 9:30 on Sunday nights. So anytime you want to do a power hour, throw it out in the team page, text your person that you talk to on a daily basis, ask them to join you and start doing it together. And like yesterday, or no, I'm sorry, Friday, I couldn't be on at 9 because I was saying like I was not going to have my kids the whole day. So I was spending time with them during that time. So we tried to plan another time when we could get on. Like just do it. I mean, it doesn't mean you have to, if you're not, you don't have to be perfect. You don't have to be on there every single day at the right time, right? But let's just do it. Like Christy's just saying right now, let's power hour another time. Let's do it. If we want to do later than 9 o'clock, I'm down. Just tell me so I can plan it and I'll be
And
there.
I was going to say, sorry,
No.
I was going to say that even if nobody is on there is power in like seeing yourself
Yes.
on the computer and like if you're just sitting here with your phone and you're scrolling through and whatever, and then you see yourself, you're like, oh crap, I should be doing something else. So like, even if someone is not on the power hour with you, get onto the team call link and watch yourself as you're doing work. It's amazing, the accountability. I still log in during doing my workouts, and sometimes I'm like, there's somebody on here, but I still keep it on. So you know, someone might pop on, somebody might not, but you still see yourself, and it's a really good motivator. So
I agree. I've been like making our Zoom really small over on like the first third of my screen, and then the other 2/3 I just have up my Facebook or whatever it is I'm working on. If it's a bod group or whatever, I've got that up. I also just wanted to share real quick before I hang up for the night. Our 3-day refresh, the post that started today for prep, it officially starts tomorrow. If you're not in there yet, because there were some issues with getting in for whatever reason, let me know and I'll invite you by email. But those things are happening and posts are already going up in the group. So if you need to be in there and you're not, let me know. I'll get you in. If you're in, get ready, because here we go. Thank you so much, Chrysty. This was an incredible call and I really appreciate you. Have a great week, guys. I'll see you on Power Hour.